Hi, so right now let's try to continue the configuration for MPLS VPN. This is the part 2. So right now let's try to configure the VRF. Let's try to create it. Okay, let's try to verify if there's a VRF already. So IP VRF. So there's no VRF present yet. Okay. So let's try to create it on router 1 instance on the provider edge. Router 1. Let's try to create it. IPVRF customer 1. This is the name that we have chosen. Let's input the route distinguisher. Route distinguisher distinguishes the routes which are for a certain customer against the other customer. This is what separates the network of a single customer to the other customer that is present on the VRF definitions, so that they won't be able to share each other's routes. So let's try to define the import and export. The route that we're gonna export is the IP address of this loopback interface. Then we've chosen 101 only. That is my preference. You can define anything that you like. Route, target, import. The ones that we're going to import is the ones that are from 5.5.5. I just created it as well. Then we're going to dedicate an interface on this provider edge router so that we can allocate it for a certain customer that we're gonna serve. In this case, we're going to dedicate fast Ethernet 0/0. Let's put in the description. This is a link to the customer. Okay, let's bring it up. IPVRF forwarding customer. This command is going to customer 1. It's going to assure that there is a dedicated interface for customer 1. Let's put up an IP address. In this case, one 172.16.0.2. This is a /30 IP address. Okay, we're going to show the VRF that is present. Okay, we got a definition for customer 1 already, and then the dedicated interface is fast Ethernet 0/0. Route distinguisher is 1.1.1:1. Then let's do the same thing for the other router, for R5 provider edge as well. IPVRF customer 1. Route distinguisher is 1.1.1 colon 1. Route target export is the IP address of this router 5 colon 101. Route target import it should be route target import IP address should be 1.1.1. That's going to be the route that we're going to import, the VPN v4 route that we're going to import from the VRF. Okay, let's dedicate an interface. In this case, fast internet 0/0. It's fast 0/. The dedicating command is IPVRF forwarding, followed by the customer name, which is customer 1 as we have created. So this interface will be dedicated for customer 1. IP address is based on the IP address that we're going to assign to the customer edge router. Base 192.168.1.1 255.245.252. It's a /30. Let's try to bring up the interface. Okay, so we're done with step 4. Step 5, implement connection of customer edge routers to provider edge routers. So we're gonna configure the connectivity between R5 to R7 customer edge, and then R6 to R1 provider edge. Okay, so let's do R1 first. This is the provider's view. Let's go into the BGP process. BGP process that we have created is 65,000 before. Let's go into that. Let's go into address family IPv4 VRF customer 1. Then we're going to define the neighbor that we're going to connect to. In this case, we have allocated an IP address for our dedicated interface, which is fast Ethernet 0/0s 172.0.2. So we're going to give the customer edge router as a .1/30, just to be able to connect to our interface. I'm going to do that 16.0.1 255. Remote autonomous system 65001. This is the autonomous system number that we're gonna give to them. Neighbor AS override. Okay. Then for our other side, which is router 5, router BGP 6500,000. This is an IBGP process. It's the same autonomous system number. You're gonna define the neighbor, which is the customer edge interface 192.168.1.2.255.255.252. Oh, I'm sorry. That should be remote autonomous system. And we're gonna give the autonomous system 65,001 as well for our customer 1. We're doing the AS override. we should go to address family IPv4 first. So address family IPv4 VRF customer 1. Find the neighborship, override it, then we're gonna do the customer edge. Okay, we're gonna do R6, our first customer edge router. Let's define the basic interfaces. Interface loopback 0. Loopback IP address is 172.16.101. IP address 172.16.101./32. Interface fast internet 0/0. Its IP address is 172.16. 16.0.1. 255. Shut down. Okay. Change state to off. Router 7 as well. Let's define the basic interfaces. To show IP interface brief. Okay, no IP addresses yet. Please look back 0. IP address 192.168.102.1. 255.255. Interface passenger 0/0. IP address 172.9168. Dot 1.2. 255.252. No shutdown. Okay, change state to up. And then we're going to connect the BGP process. So we're gonna show IP route right now. We're gonna see that the only routes that are in here are the routes that are connected to router 7. We should be able to see the other network, which is the network of R6, IP address block of 172.16/30. When we're done here, the MPLS configuration, let's try to verify R6 as well. Okay, you should see here BGP routes that are advertised through MPLS VPN, which is 192.168 later. So right now let's go into the BGP process. Let's define the BGP 65001. Let's define the neighborship. Our neighbor is the IP address of the interface that we have allocated on R1. Also, the 16.0.2 remote AS. I'm gonna have to verify this first. So what we have defined is 65001 is .1. So we should do here a.2. Okay. Remote AS 65,000. We distribute all our routes that are connected and inject it into BGP process. After a few seconds, the BGP process should be up. As you can see, it's up already to show IP BGP neighbors. Okay, you can see the neighborship. Remote AS is 65,000. External link means external BGP process. Okay. Okay, so let's do the other side, which is router 7. Router BGP 65,001. Define the neighborship. So in this case, it's going to be verify what we've allocated here. So neighborship on IPv4 definition is 1.2, so it should be 1.1. If we're going to show IP interface brief, okay, this is the interface that we should connect to. Neighbor 192.168.1.1. Remote autonomous system number is 65,000. We distribute all our routes. We should wait for the BGP process to come up. So IP. Okay, it came up already. We're gonna do so other routes should come up here if this is okay. IP route. Okay, so routes are not coming up. VRF for customer 1 up. Let's try to verify if there is a route already here on our provider edge. To show IP route VRF customer 1. So it's all here already. To show IP interface brief. Manual up. Manual up. try to ping show IP route. Then for the other side, show IP route. Okay. Okay, we have our BGP routes here on R5, on R1, show IP route, here as customer. No BGP routes yet. It hasn't been advertised. Try to go to R7. /0 IP address. Okay, so in this case I think we forgot to issue a no shutdown command. So membership is up. We're going to do show IP route here. It's all here. However, for router 1, okay, it's all here already. Earlier these are the only routes, but right now, as you can see, we have already imported the routes from router 5, which is this network, through the BGP process. Administrative distance 200. Okay, so we should be able to view the routes here as well on the customer edge. Okay, it's all here. So we should be able to get through the other side of the site. Do show IP route. Okay, it's all here. So on R6 perspective, show IP interface brief. Okay, let's ping a address 182.168. Okay, success. 2. Okay, for R7, ping 168.120.16.0.1. Okay, reconnected. Let's try to do a trace route. To trace 170.16.0.1. Okay, we're good in this. So MPLS labels 16/24. Okay. Trace route 1.2.168. Okay, autonomous system 65,000. This is the provider edge router. How about that too? This will be the customer edge router. Okay, we're done here. So we're done with the MPLS VPN connectivity and setup. Thanks.